Morning. In this short video we're going to show you around the van. We've been asked for a van tour numerous times, we've just never had the nice weather enough to do it. It's a winter's morning but it's nice and dry, so I'm going to show you around the outside and then a little bit of the inside, and Heather will show you the kitchen and the cupboards and all that type of stuff. Okay, so the van is obviously based on a Fiat Ducato 6.36 metre. It's a March 2022 model. As we bought it at just on 4,000 miles, it's done about 5.5 now, something like that, I don't know. There is a video on the channel when we picked it up which shows you a little bit of detail of the van, but this is sort of more personal now. It is actually our van. So in the back there you've got TV inputs and a plug socket. That can obviously be changed to anything you like, basically your barbecue point, etc. These vans are very much able to be personalised by S&L, so you don't tend to find everyone exactly the same. Obviously got the 2-layer awning at the top and the step. It is a Euro 6 Plus model with AdBlue. It's a 160 brake auto. It's obviously got lovely alloy wheels and tyres on. People do ask me in the comments of videos a lot. You can hear a bit of road noise, it's not terrible. Sort of akin to sometimes when you drive in your car in the rain or with damp roads and you can hear the tyres a bit more. That's what I put it down to. Yes, it does affect MPG, I'm guessing, certainly compared to our old van it does less to the gallon, but obviously it's a heavier van and this is an automatic and it's got more horsepower. Don't know if that makes a difference, but yeah, at the minute we're seeing 27, 28 at a push to the gallon, so not brilliant on fuel, but we think it looks nice, so there you go. Van itself is quite a high spec van. LED lights, LED fog lights with cornering function, electric heated and electric folding mirrors. I'll show you more inside the van when we take the screen cover off. On this side obviously you've got your LPG fill, your electric in, your water in, your toilet cassette. I'll stick a picture in. That's actually big enough to store all the chemicals in, which is good. And then there's the exhaust for the Truma heating, waste and fresh drain obviously. On the back obviously the previous owner had a bike rack fitted, which we are very grateful of because it suits us brilliantly. As you know, we do a lot of bike riding, so it's great. That is removable. I'm thinking of doing a video at a later date to show you the workings of the bike rack. Obviously when I get the bikes out of storage, we don't use them in the winter, I'll show you how that works and as I say, how it removes and stuff like that. If you'd like that, let me know in the comments if that interests you. So that's really the exterior of the van. I'll pop the doors open and show you the boot space, although at the moment there's nothing in the boot. It is winter, as I've said, so consequently any bits of filming that you see inside the van, it's not really set up for how we'd use it in the summer. What we've tended to do is put stuff in the bed storage areas just for ease of access really, and not use the back because there's really no need this time of the year. We're not carrying a great deal of stuff. Just as an addition, this van has been fitted with airbags on the back and uprated front springs from the Ducato ambulance range on the front, so it's quite high. It's picked it up quite well. It's very, very stable on the roads. Okay, so this is the boot area. As you can see, we've got nothing stored in at the minute other than what's inside the van. You can see through that little access port there. There's a net to stop stuff flying through. There's going to be plenty of stuff in here in the summer, chairs and the like. There's a heater vent into there just to keep the temperature okay in the back. And then over here, 230 volt plug and a light in the back. These aren't standard. The guy that bought the van new had these put on and used to rest an awning across there. This is an addition by me. That's basically to enable you to get to that. It's just velcroed on, it just stops the drafts. Right, I'm going to try and show you the roof of the van with the solar panels on. I haven't got a drone, so let's see if it works with the pole. There's also a full fly screen on the door. I'm not going to pull it out because you've got to unclip it, but it's the usual full fly screen. Got an awning light above, and I've added the wind deflectors and mirror guards from our old van. Also worth noting as well, this van does have keyless entry on that. Right, I just thought I'd show you the cab in the sort of setup position when we're on site. As you can see, the extending flap for the kitchen doubles up as a little table there, and then the area there doubles up as a table there. There is an occasional table that sits in the middle there. We've not found any need to use that. They're stored above the cab there. You can see one there, and then the bigger one there that goes at the rear. That's just the awning handle. So yeah, we find that area is really good for us. It's doubled the use of the van compared to the old one, and this was why we were really keen to search for a van with this area here. I sit there and edit videos and stuff as well, and yeah, it just works for us. Right, so in the cab area you can see just by the side of that little area I was showing you, you've got a TV point, a 230 socket and a couple of USBs, and in there, I'll show you later, is the electrical cupboard. This is the main cab itself. That's obviously the air suspension I was telling you about. It's your standard Series 8 cab. Let's just get in and show you. I'm not gonna go too mad on the actual workings of the van. Right, so quickly showing you the dash. There's the gas level. Dashboard's fully digital. Bit annoying, but hey, at least you can read what speed you're going. There's the screen. As I say, it's full climate control, phone charger, it's an automatic. To start this one, it's push button, you just put your foot on the brake, press the start button, and that's it. So that's pretty much it with the dash. We don't need to go too much into detail with that one. We've got a voltmeter down there and your usual cab refinements. Right, so the cupboard behind the driver's seat houses all your electrical stuff. The Sergeant unit in this particular van isn't used to charge the leisure batteries because they're lithium and they live under that seat there. What I'll do, I'll throw in a screenshot running of the apps that you get with these. Obviously there we've also got the DC to DC charger, the solar charger, and that is now your leisure battery charger. All of those items, including the leisure battery itself, have an app that you can see the status of. And then, I'm not going to bother showing you, but in the bottom of this cupboard under a false floor there is what's called a smart shunt, and that shows you the ampage of everything that's being drawn from the van. Again, I'll put a quick picture of that up. Right, this is the seating area before it's made up to a bed. We normally have throws on top just because of Poppy, but we'll show you what it looks like made up next. Okay, so that's the bed in its made up position. You can see we only turn over the infills, we don't bother wrestling with the outside ones, simply because the duvets cover that anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference. You see at the back, that's the main backrest. We just put it on that shelf behind just to save carrying it to the front, but the other little infill cushions just sit on the front seat. There's just 4 little small ones. Right, with the cushions out, you can see that basically there's a sliding out tray, same as most vans, except it only comes from the one side. But it's very, very easy. That just slides in like that. So you can sleep as 2 singles, but they are, I wouldn't say they're narrow, they're not narrow, but what we used to do on the old van was just pull them out slightly from each side and then drop a cushion down the back and have sort of a more 3/4 than a single with just a little narrow alleyway in the middle. You can't do that with this van, unfortunately, because it's just one drawer. Okay, so under this side you've got access to your boiler there and your water shut off to empty the boiler. This one, you can see, that's why that's got a hole in the top. Inside there we just keep stuff that we don't use very often. The storage will change during the summer. We don't carry a lot with us during the winter. We're filming this in winter. On the near side you can see there's access the same. There's also drawers at the front if you want quick access on this, and you've got your gas taps and your drop out in there. Again, not a great deal in here. Rucksack and ramps. We are in winter mode. There's an access there through to the rear, which you'll see when I do the rear. We've just put a cargo net there just to stop the rucksack and the ramps going into the back, because as I say, the back is empty. Right, and this is how we have it in normal day mode. The Duvaliers tend to sit up there simply because they make great neck rests, in effect, when we're lying back and watching the TV or just sitting on our phones. They will fit under there, but it is a squeeze and a faff, and we're just not squeeze and faff type of people. Just for the sake of not seeing it, we're not really that house proud, if you like, that, oh god, you can't see where your bedding is. We have been known to put them down the front. They will fit behind the passenger seat in the footwell. Typically when we did the Christmas trip, they lived down there just so they were out of the way, because the Christmas decorations sat on that back shelf. But we're pretty much okay with them as they are there. Yeah, when we're travelling, they tend to sit like that, and then if there's anything like coats or anything, just sit in front of them. But they don't tend to roll about, to be fair. So that's pretty much what we do with this back area. Heather's going to show you around where things live in cupboards and what we do with the kitchen area.
Okay, I'm going to start with the raised floor. Now, anybody who's watched the channel, we were planning on, with the one that we were going to get, to have the raised floor removed. However, this particular one does have a secret cubby hole. So it's got, you know, the likes of a first aid kit and the tool box and that sort of thing in. So things that we're not going to use on, you know, a regular basis. So it has actually been useful. So back to the raised floor. I actually find it really useful because us people with short legs, when you're sitting down, your feet actually touch the floor, which they didn't used to in Pearl. And Rick's found that he doesn't actually stand up, and if he does, he's got into the habit of standing up where the really, really huge skylight is. That puts in so much light, it's brilliant. Okay, let me go to the top lockers now, and this is another thing I like about the raised floor, is that I can actually open a top locker and actually see what's in it. Now, we bought these bags and use them for putting our clothes in, and we just found that it's easy to pack the bag when we're in the house and then just bring them straight in. So we find them really, really useful, and we had them in Pearl as well. So all of the lockers up here are for clothes and spare towels, that sort of thing. This one at the end is where we put the pillars, and we've also got extra throws if we need them, sitting outside in the spring months and autumn months. Nice to have something to put over your legs. But yeah, the pillars sit quite nicely in there, out the way during the day. Right, we also have an extra worktop piece here, which is on all of the vans. These cubby holes are optional extras, which the previous owner had fitted, which we found actually quite useful. I tend to take the kitchen roll off when we're travelling, because otherwise it unravels on that. So if we move into the kitchen area, you'll see we're all set to travel. So I put down, well, we've got the drying mat and we've got a spare tea towel, and I just put them down to try and help to stop with the rattles, although this van doesn't rattle that bad. So we have a sink. Just use our old bowl that we had previously. We're not ones for buying new just because we've had a new unit. We've got 3 gas rings on the cooker, and then we have got a small gas oven. This is a Thetford, does what we need to do, and again we use it for storage. That's our large ridge monkey that's in there. Okay, with the S&L you can choose what you want in this area. Like I say, this is drawers, and it's actually working really well. We've actually don't have anything under there, but we could put cleaning products in there, I suppose, but we don't. This one is where we've got our cleaning products, a few of our condiments and that sort of thing as well, and all of our, it's sort of more of a knick-knack drawer, Rick's headlight and that sort of thing. This one has become really useful for we've got our walking shoes in there, and I've got my walking poles in there, so they all sit in there permanently. This one is our cutlery drawer. Just lift the placemats out. So that's our cutlery drawer. We don't have a big cutlery drawer, whatever you call them, plastic thing, because we just find that we can get more in if we do it this way. Personal choice. This one, we've got the kettle for the when we're on gas, and the small ridge monkey in there, Rick's glass, and they like to place mats and that sort of thing. And then the bottom one, this is Poppy's drawer. As you can see, it's all of Poppy stuff, so it's all in one place, which we couldn't do in Pearl, but everything associated with Poppy all goes in that one drawer. Okay, and the drawer underneath the cooker has got all of our pots and pans in. Our electric kettle and our toaster for when we're on hookup, and the rest of the pots and pans. There we go. Right, if I just finish off, this cupboard, which is above this area behind the driver's seat, basically we've got all of our electrical items in there. So my hairdryer, our spare phone, which we use as Wi-Fi at the moment, and then cables, leads, the remotes for the TV, and then in here, obviously this is a fridge. Again, it's a Thetford fridge, and we find that we could put so much stuff in here. Very rarely use the freezer, but it comes in really handy when we've got chocolate. But as you can see, because we're going home, I like to make sure that we try and pack everything so that when you open the door, things don't fall out and it doesn't rattle around so much. And then the cupboard below is where we normally store water, bottled water, cans of pop and that sort of thing, and we are having a second shelf installed. As a standard, they do come with a rail for a hanging rail. However, Rick's had a shirt on Christmas Day, and that's all. So we are going to have a second shelf put in, so we can have another box of things. Here we've got the microwave, which we use on occasion, but not very often. And then this cupboard, we have our tea, coffee, condiments. Basically, these are old Chinese takeaway units, which they're good because they seal, and obviously it stops them little furry friend, them little mice, from wanting to come in because they can't smell anything because they're all sealed. That's the same with Poppy's food. When we leave that in there, it is in a plastic sealed container because obviously they'll be attracted to them as well. Okay, this is the bathroom cabinet, which has got all of everything in there. We've found that, you know, there's so much more space for storing stuff in here. We haven't yet used it as a shower room, but we will be, I'm sure, in the summer. We have a drop down sink, which again we've not really used, but it's there if we want it. A bench toilet, which we like. Look at how much space we've got. We just store the outdoor mats in there. Probably won't in the summer, they'll probably end up in the boot, but at the moment, because we're not going in and out the boot. And then this is the tambour door, which is it's alright, it's got a really strong magnet, wherever it is, on it, and so it does make it quite difficult to pull out. It has an extract fan and skylight in there, and then the other skylight that we have is also an extract fan, and you can blow into the cab and out with both of them, I think. But there we go. Then up here, this is our Truma heater control, which does the heating in the van and also the hot water. Really useful. I've got the app on my phone so that I can change the temperature or put the hot water on without even having to leave my seat. That is the gas switch. Maybe you could hear that. Yeah, that's it, switching on and off. So for those people that like going abroad, if you switch it off there, that is the isolation switch right next to the LPG tank. Lights won't come on, but that's another light switch. There's lights all over this van. And then there's our TV, which, like I say, when we're travelling, like I say, we are getting ready to leave. There, little extra shelf, like during the day when we're sitting, we can basically put a load of stuff on there. Lovely van. So impressed.
Okay then, so hopefully you enjoyed that little van tour. It took us a while to do it, in fairness, as I said. We waited for the nice weather and also waited to sort of be comfortable in using the van and having stuff where we wanted, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've really moved a great deal.
No.
It's still one of them where Rick will say, "Where's such and such?" and I'll say, "It seems such and such's drawer."
Too many drawers, you see, compared to the old van.
No, not too many drawers. I've already said how wonderful it is to have all these drawers, all this storage area.
As I say, if you've got any questions about the van, stick them in the comments and we'll try and answer them. If you are interested in an S&L Apollo or an Atlas or any of their brand, I'll put the details of their website and stuff below in the comments. I'm sure they'd be quite happy to talk to you if you like the van. And as we've said, a lot of the stuff on it is sort of designed by you. You can have cupboards as you like, extras as you like. So just because you see our van as it is doesn't mean your van would be like that.
Yeah, I've mentioned that with the drawers.
Exactly.
Some people have cupboards.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on another video.
We will.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.